We're here with Coach Paul Perenon with Bishop O'Dowd in his 24th season, sitting on 199 wins. Why don't you tell us how special it's going to be when the moment finally does come for you to get 200 to join Bob Labster and Dan Shaughnessy as the only Bay Area coaches to have 200 wins?
I didn't know that. I thought there were more. I thought actually that Sweeney was real close. I thought he was actually over, and I thought Pete Michelatos down at Kennedy was over. But that's pretty good company. So, you know, to have my name mentioned with them kind of in the same paragraph about who's coached that many wins is a pretty good accomplishment. But I think it's also a huge statement about the consistency that we've been able to create at the program here at Bishop O'Dowd, and the kind of players we get year after year after year, and then the fact that the coaching staff has remained fairly static. Most of the guys have been here with me for a while or played here and then have come back to coach.
And this has been when you first got here, it was a basketball school only, pretty much. The basketball team got a lot of notoriety. The football team wasn't that way. Was that one?
I don't think anything else was very big around here either. You know, the baseball team, excuse me, the baseball team won an NCS title, I think, in '93. Women's basketball won something in the middle '80s. Volleyball was up and down. Track was never really dominant until Coach Green got here. So it was really just kind of men's basketball, and then, you know, swimming was good here and there, tennis every now and then, but of the major, you know, kind of the major draw sports, it was just men's basketball. So what I've seen in my time here is I've seen the evolution of our program being one of just a singular focus to a program that is successful across the board. The minor sports or the low-end drawing sports are much better than they used to be, and I think our major drawing sports, with the additional lacrosse here, have really taken off over the last 15 or 20 years.
Okay, well, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of your favorite memories of coaching here? I'm sure there's a lot of them, but who are some of the coaches, like you mentioned, Matt Sweeney and Dan Shaughnessy?
Right.
Who are some of the coaches you loved to coach against, and who have you learned from?
Oh, man. The San Leandro guys, Danny, and then Brad now. Wayne Roberts, when he was at Arroyo, always had to be prepared to play them. Andy Brennan and Bill Davies at Castro Valley. Casey Moreno when he was at Hayward. And then, you know, the out-of-league matches and battles that we had in terms of scheming and Xing and O'ing. Anytime we played Monte Vista, we know we had to be on the top of our game with Craig Bergman out there. Matt Sweeney, I think, is, you know, he and Ladd are probably two of the best coaches around across the board, motivationally, structure, system, program, the whole thing. We've had some good games with Amador over the NCS run. In non-league games, we've had a good series with Berkeley High. We played one game with Logan, and they beat us a few years ago, and that was a real well-coached team when Neil Fromson was down there. Did a great job. But mostly, the guys I learned from are the guys that we compete with, and either they're really tight, close games, or they get the better of us. So over the years, it's been, you know, SL, and then Casey. The last few years, he was at Hayward.
Okay, well, get into a little bit about developing the program over the course of time. It's obviously your 24th season, so the program's come quite a long ways. What was the biggest obstacle for you to get it from where it was to where it is right now? Changing
the culture of the school and the mindset of the school and the students and the community, that there was more here than just great basketball players and great basketball teams. Getting kids to believe in their abilities to play football, to come out, to give it a chance, or if they came into play, trying to provide them with the best possible coaching. My first goal when I took the program was to upgrade the coaching staff and see that we had more better guys working at the lower levels. Doug Vieira was our first JV coach when I was varsity coach. And then he went off and started into the basketball thing with women's basketball and all that. And when he left, that was a major blow. And it took us a few years to recover. The other thing was to add the third level. And we got freshman football in 1987. And then with that came Chuck Butler, who became a real fixture on my staff as my defensive coordinator for 10 years. And then David Shaw went to work with us in '89. And then when Chuck stepped down as the DC after the '95 season, David assumed the reins, and we've been stepping ever since.
Okay, and everyone wants to know how much longer are you going to stay at O'Dowd, and how long do you want to continue this?
If somebody who wants to know could tell me, then that would be the answer. I really, you know, as long as I feel that I'm reaching the players, as long as I feel that we're still doing the things the right way, and as long as it's fun and challenging, then we'll just keep going. There's no reason to stop. This is, I explained to people when I was selected by the NFL as a high school coach of the year in '99, I remember going through a real extensive interview, pre-award and then after getting the award. And that question, you know, came up often, and my answer is the same today. This isn't a job. This isn't come to work and go home. This is a 365-day, year after year after year proposition. There's not a day that goes by, whether I'm physically here or over kind of in our second and third homes up in Boise and over in Hawaii, that I'm not thinking about what I got to do when I get back, and what I got to do or what we've got to do to make the experience better for our players, or how do we get our players to play harder and play better and play faster. And it's just a lifestyle. So we just keep going, and knowing that our schedule is going to be challenging, the league is going to be full of real good, well-coached teams, and then NCS is going to present, you know, the Matt Sweeneys and the Kevin Macy's and John Wade's of the world, you know, when we're looking down the road, that, you know, you just got to kind of stay one step ahead of the learning curve on it.